Hi, my name is Gabriel Cambridge and I'm a biological systems engineering student at Virginia Tech. This summer, I worked at the Great Dismal Swamp National Wildlife Refuge located in Eastern Virginia and North Carolina. My work this summer allowed me to combine my interests in engineering and technology with environmental conservation. I worked with hydrologists to manage water level and flow through the 130 miles of ditches originally dug to drain more than 112,000 acres of swamp. The hydrological restoration efforts I helped with this summer preserve habitat for many organisms, from small biting insects to ancient trees and iconic North American species. Growing up in Virginia, I'd only heard of some of the animals I saw this summer, so seeing them in their natural habitat was really exciting. It was also interesting to see how some of the species I had seen back home in a more urban environment lived in a more natural environment. The refuge is also well known to support many species of birds. Some species in the swamp, such as river otters and frogs, require living conditions indicative of a healthy ecosystem, such as high water quality and an abundant and varied food source. These species are known as indicator species, as their presence indicates that the ecosystem is healthy and able to provide conditions suitable for these species. These conditions also support a variety of reptiles, including many species of snakes and turtles. Although they are not yet found in the refuge, I was able to find a much larger reptile at a nearby North Carolina state park. One of my previous projects was building an unmanned surface vehicle that allowed me to access and observe difficult to reach aquatic environments. I was able to use this to get a new perspective on the swamp from just above the water's surface. Although it's equipped with an underwater camera, the tannin-stained waters of the swamp made it nearly impossible to use. I had originally designed the USV to collect water quality data and samples, but quickly ran into technical difficulties. It was exciting to see that similar technologies already exist and are used by hydrologists. The exposure to tools used by hydrologists and a newfound understanding of the importance of water in the lives of wildlife and humans gained through this internship solidified my interest in a career in hydrology or environmental engineering. Another unique perspective I was able to get of the swamp was from above. I was fortunate enough to fly along on a helicopter flight surveying the swamp for an invasive species called Phragmites. This flight allowed me to appreciate the size of the refuge. Between asking to go on the helicopter flight and to participate in other refuge activities, such as electrofishing, I learned the importance of branching out, pursuing my interests, and just asking to do things. One of my favorite parts of this internship was being able to live on the refuge. That meant I was able to become more familiar with the refuge and the surrounding area and explore without ever worrying about getting too far away from home. It was really interesting to get to explore all of the different habitat types within a couple hours drive of the swamp. I was able to shadow an intern at Back Bay National Wildlife Refuge to learn more about visitor services and the management of a different type of ecosystem. I was also able to visit other CDIP interns from Patuxent and Blackwater refuges when back home in Northern Virginia. Living and working in the swamp for a summer was made difficult at times by the bugs, the heat, and the boredom and isolation associated with living in the middle of nowhere. It definitely took some getting used to, but I was able to keep myself busy by experimenting with photography and camera trapping. These activities gave me motivation to be outside and explore the refuge even after work was over. Overall, this was an amazing and influential experience. I was able to meet, work with, and learn from so many people incredibly passionate about environmental conservation, and I was inspired to pursue a career of my own in a field where I can make a meaningful difference in the world.